Hey, everyone out there. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Addicted Fishing podcast. We're rocking with these things now. We heard you guys. We heard your feedback. You want more podcasts, and we've been putting in the effort to make you more podcasts.
We're delivering.
We're delivering. And I've been seeing a lot of the comments, too. People want the video, so me and Clint are working on it. Video will be coming very soon as well to these podcasts, just like we do on the Addicted Hunting podcast. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys being here and supporting Addicted.
It's always a good time.
It is. And today we have a special guest. But before we let you know who the special guest is, because you don't have a camera and you can't see him, we got to give a huge, huge shout out to, can you guess who? Probably not.
No. There's a lot.
Max Lure today, guys. Huge shout out to Max Lure. Max Lure is the sponsor of today's podcast. And we've been working with Max for a couple years now, guys. As you guys know, they're iconic creators of the Smile Blade, which is like probably been used by even more than that, the wedding ring.
Yeah, the wedding ring is probably the most used.
For sure.
With the Smile Blade, at least.
But guys, they kind of dominate the space, in my opinion, when it comes to kokanee and trout, especially trolling gear.
Yeah.
Like they just have it on lock, and they make a lot of really, really good stuff that are standbys in every angler's box. So why would we not partner with those guys? Because we use their lures already, so it was an easy integration.
That, and I'm just going to keep on hammering it. The freaking Pips leader rolls, leader boxes, dude, they're the best.
The leader box and the leader caddy, guys, if you haven't checked those out, Jason's talked about them a ton, and they're amazing. So make sure you guys check out Max Lure. We do have a discount code to their website in the description of every single one of our YouTube channels. So you can go grab that discount code, and you can save some money over at Max Lure. Those guys are awesome. So shout out to Max for sponsoring the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And now we got to introduce our guest. You want to introduce yourself there, dude?
What's up? Well, I'm Gage Gordon from Prosser. How you guys doing?
You got Gage is super nervous, guys. He's in here just shaking in his boots. Doesn't know what to say. Doesn't know what to do. Dude, this is just a conversation between me and you. You don't need to be all scared. It's gonna be fine.
You gotta talk real close to the mic, too.
And you gotta put your.
We'll get up nice and close here.
Get close to that round thing like you're used to.
No.
What were you guys talking about? I was talking about jig heads.
Just the microphone.
Yeah.
I was talking about jig heads because you're always super close to jig heads, when you're like wrapping the line
close,
and stuff.
tying up and close and personal.
You guys had freaking dirty minds, you weirdos.
Yeah, my mind's always in the gutter.
But so you are from? Where are you from?
Prosser, Washington.
Born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised.
Nice.
Just love it down there. Good fishing down there. A few rivers to choose from. You got the Yakima, the Snake, the Columbia. So it's good fishing down there.
What got you into fishing?
My dad, when I was super young, he'd always take us fishing when we go camping. We go to Ohanabacosh, just high mountain lakes, and we just slay some trout.
Nice.
And it was fun.
That's really cool.
So so you're fishing as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
How did King Jigs start?
Yeah, like at what point were you like, okay, I'm good enough now. I'm tying my own jigs. I've been catching a bunch of fish on them. I want to start my own business, King Jigs.
Well, I got to a point where I was tired of the jig prices, and so I just started tying them myself. And then COVID hit, and I was like, well, what am I going to do for money? And at the time, I was tying some really good jigs, and I knew they worked. They're catching a lot of salmon. So me and my dad were talking. He was like, hey, why don't we do a fishing company or something? So I had the bright idea of just making King Jigs, tying jigs and tying salmon twitchers, steelhead
What was
jigs.
the first jig that you came out with?
Salmon twitcher. Nice. I was just came up with like a whole bunch of different salmon twitching ideas.
And we carry some of those on our website.
Yep. Yeah, they work really good. Catch a lot of coho, kings, pinks even, I have a few people that take them up to Alaska and slay out.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, anything pink, a pink's going to eat. That's for sure. That's so weird how they key into that pink color like that.
And it's like, what is it imitating?
I don't know.
It can't. I don't know. It's
Krill?
that, or it's just got to be that something about that color. that they just, like you said, they just key in on.
I would say probably a squid.
A squid?
What do you think?
Well, a squid, if you like look at it underwater, it's like a see-through white and like almost copper.
True.
So
True.
I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
it's hard to tell.
Pink's like pink. Hard
They
to
do,
deny.
Weird. Fits their name good.
Yeah.
So why did you name it King Jigs? You calling yourself the self-proclaimed king of jig tying?
No. As a kid,
mean, that
I
sounds
always
cooler,
watched. As a kid, I always watched The Knight's Tale. It was one of my favorite movies.
Who?
The Knight's Tale.
Oh, okay.
You know how like they would joust and stuff. So I was always like, man, if I get a company or something, I'm just gonna like role play as a knight and have the jig be the king, right? And I'll be the knight protecting the king, you know. So I don't know.
That's a
I
cool
guess
concept.
kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was kind of proclaiming it to be the best jig, you know. 'Cause,
Good,
you know,
good story behind King Jigs.
This is what I always try to tell people. If you have a company or you have a business or you're a professional at something and you don't wake up every single day and think to yourself, I'm the best at what I do, then what are you even doing? Like you should be aspiring to just be great. And so don't be nervous about saying you feel like your jigs are the best. I feel like they're not because I feel like the addicted twitching jig's better, but you can think that yours are the best.
Yeah.
I like yours. And I use yours, and I catch a lot of fish on yours. But I also think that mine's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
The addicted tail out twitcher, baby.
exactly. And
But
you know,
again, you should think that is what my point in telling you that. You should be confident and be excited about that because to me, that's what success looks like, and that's how you drive yourself to be more successful. So,
and you know, I don't know. I like to have like a variant. You know, when it comes to jigs, like movement is my biggest factor when it comes to fishing. I built them to have like utmost movement, so that like they pulsate in the water and stuff. Rather than yours, they like keep a nice body and stuff.
yep, ours keep more of a body, and yeah, they're two different styles of twitching jigs. They
For
work
sure.
different fisheries. So,
Each of them have their place.
yep,
I will say.
that's a fact.
For sure.
So what other patterns do you make? Like if people were to go to your website and they're listening to this podcast and like, what the hell is King Jigs? What are they going to find on your website?
They'll find a whole variety of different kind of jigs: bass, salmon, steelhead, trout, walleye, and that's about it. I'm trying to get into like beads and stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger on that yet or something. I don't know. Kind of just sticking to the jig world right now.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot to be had in the jig world too, because a
Yeah,
lot
beads is so oversaturated.
it's way oversaturated, and honestly,
It's hard also to be different now in the bead thing.
it really is. And I feel like with jigs, you have a lot more freedom of different colors, of different color patterns and different styles. You know, a bead's a bead. You know, yeah, you can make a handful of different colors, different shapes, but a bead's a bead at the end of the day. But a jig,
I think we
mean,
need to come out with square beads, dude. Full on cubes.
I
Like bouillon cubes.
I've always thought like a round bottom with a coned tip. I think that would be sick. I would go
I don't know.
through-
Just think about a square bead moving through the water. It's going to be pushing a lot. Like it's going to be moving a lot of water and stuff.
It's going to be doing some
And
weird
think about
stuff
that.
down
Have
there,
you seen
too.
that bass lure?
Yeah.
That just came out. Like no one on earth would have ever thought that was going to catch bass as good as it has.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's some things like that in steelhead that we're missing.
I could agree.
Yeah.
I could agree.
Has anyone ever tried a square bead?
For bass
I've
fishing,
tried a flat-sided bead. I can't say I've tried like a straight up cube.
Like a cube, a freaking
a
cube.
freaking the dice bead.
The dice bead.
Dice bead, bro. Snake eyes bead.
Maybe we should roll it out.
We should.
Tell Clint we need to get a mold made. I need 12, 14, 16, and 20 mils in my dice bead, please.
And square.
Square, please. So, when you first started your business, what do you think the biggest challenges were? Like, when you were first getting going, what was the biggest challenge?
my biggest challenge was just trying to sell them, you know, because if you don't have, you know, clients, you're not making any money. So
And Prosser's a pretty small town.
yeah, it's super small. But I mean, so I would just go to the banks and just sell. I'd have a box of jigs in my hand, and I'd just go to everyone and be like, "Yo, you want to buy a jig? Got $5." You know, I'd undercut, you know, myself and just get my name out there.
It's a good way to do it. Guerrilla marketing and nothing better.
Yep.
And then Mainly just trying to figure out, where I get my products from, like my materials and all that was a challenge and stuff, and sourcing and figuring all that, technical stuff and stuff. But because I had all the designs already, that I wanted to do for the business.
Right.
And it was just sourcing the materials and getting clients and stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anyone who's starting any business is going to have. Those are challenges I would have thought for sure with a jig company.
It's a challenge that every company, especially in your line of work, like sourcing materials.
I'm having the same challenges right now.
Yeah,
on just a much larger level.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, a challenge that a lot of companies face.
Seem to have.
So I got a question. When was like the first moment that you were like, oh, this is working?
Like this, I could actually have a business.
Yeah.
When I got into my first store, when I got into Ace and Sunnyside, I went approached Sal, and was like, "Hey man, I'm a small company, I produce twitching jigs and walleye jigs and all that." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot." And he ordered $1,500 worth of stuff, and I was like, "Wow,
You're like, this is sick.
this is awesome. I can actually make money doing this."
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just hitting the floor running from there. I was freaking so happy. And then, I seen actually people, using them and catching fish with them.
That's cool to be like out fishing and you're like, that jig looks familiar, and like recognize the jig. It's like, oh, that's my jig.
Yeah, that's my jig out
That's
there.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a surreal feeling, I get a lot of satisfaction when I see people use
there's nothing better, dude. When people are catching fish on your lures or whatever, it's really cool. It's definitely cool.
It's really cool when people come up to you and they like recognize you too, and you're like, they straight up are like, dude, your jigs are doing so good. I'm killing them on them.
Uh-huh.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, a funny story. So a couple years into selling my jigs on the banks and stuff, the locals around my area, they'd say, "Hey, is Gringo still selling jigs?"
Gringo.
They call me Gringo on the banks. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm still selling jigs. Send them my way." But yeah, they call me Gringo White Guy.
the jig
banks.
Gringo.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what are your top two, like, as we start kind of getting into the jigs, like talk about like your top two jigs that you make for salmon. It's a twitcher, and do you make anything else for salmon?
Oh yeah, so I make my twitcher and my marabou float jigs work really good for salmon and steelhead. Purple, chartreuse and purple.
Let's start with a twitching jig. Like, what are your top three patterns, and then like sizes that guys are typically going for?
They're going for 3/4 and halves, and mainly just my twitching jig, which is a rabbit marabou hoochie jig. Really
What's the top color pattern out of that people ask for?
Purple, chartreuse and purple.
Yeah.
White and purple usually.
Nice.
White and purple really goes.
Yeah, purple's hard to beat.
Yeah,
Good
purple.
for color.
Purple, the blackhead would be pretty fire too.
Yeah.
But yeah, purple's hard to beat.
And then you have like a marabou float jig, like big body marabou.
Yeah, big body marabou jigs. I sell them an eighth and quarter, and then I'll just put some shrimp on there or egg, and it works really good.
I actually fished a handful of them for my springer season. Caught a couple fish on them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You send me some pictures.
I should.
Put them on Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. The blue and white. Blue and white's probably my
blue
favorite.
and white's really good.
Yeah.
Blue and white's been like a hot color for years. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put that in my arsenal.
I feel like it's just a really good like fleshy color too, and the blue just pops.
Yeah.
When that marabou kind of sucks down and gets into that smaller profile, it pops out of that white.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
The contrast is really good.
And then marabou, like we were talking about earlier,
It has a lot of movement.
Yeah.
a lot of movement, and even you said at the shows, mimics a squid.
Mm-hmm.
So then just plaster it with squid oil,
For sure.
and then that'll mimic what.
Yeah, a
they're
lot
eating
of
out in the
fish
ocean.
in the ocean eat a lot of squid.
Yeah.
Like steelhead, it's one of their main diets when they're in the ocean is squid.
Yep.
They definitely like it. They definitely like it.
They love them.
So talk about some of the lessons that you've learned while growing a fishing brand.
Well,
Like, what's the hardest lesson that you've learned?
my hardest lesson that I've learned is watch your mouth. Watch your mouth because it can come back and bite you in the butt.
Yep.
Because I've lost a lot of friends, talking bad about certain companies, and now they just don't talk to me and don't use my products. So definitely watch your mouth. Be respectful. Don't come off as a rude person, and you'll be successful for sure. Because like even recently, I kind of need to humble myself again. But I was trying to get into a store, and I may have been a little rude to the guy. So yeah, so just be humble, be nice. And
There's a fine line. Like, you got to be assertive in some sort of way, but you can't be, like you said, a jerk or mean about it.
And then vices, basically it. Not spending my money right and stuff.
Yep.
Need to have like a little savings.
For sure.
Build up.
You got to put some money away.
Yeah. And stuff like that. But, that was one of my biggest lessons I've learned. Just be nice. Don't be rude. And then.
So you're trying to grow. You're trying to get bigger. You've been doing the Addicted drops.
Yeah.
Doing the merch drops. How do you think that has helped your business? Do you think that's helped it at all?
Oh, it's helped like 1,000%, man. You've given me a lot of followers, given me this awesome opportunity. I couldn't be more grateful than, for you to helping me and just.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love to do at Addicted. I've been doing it for years with these drops. Is I want to work with small guys. I want to work with small independent tackle guys and kind of put them on the map. Like, there's a lot of guys out there that are making super cool products, or they're really good painters or whatever they may do in the fishing industry, but they just don't have very many eyeballs on their brands. Mm-hmm. And so I love to work with those type of guys and put some eyeballs on their brands, and then in return they help me. Like, Gage is always around helping Addicted and driving all the way here to drop off our drop orders, and just so yeah, it's kind of like a give and take kind of partnership, and it's worked out really good. But from there, where do you go now? Like, if you want to try to get bigger, what's your plan to try to like grow into like a bigger business? Or do you not care? Do you want to just kind of stay where you're at and make a little money here? And
no, I want to grow. I don't really know what to do, because I'm kind of doing all this blindly. This is my first time running a business, so I'm kind of trying to learn from you. I've been watching you a lot, and just trying to learn what you do.
A little bit of trial by fire.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I know to be true that I was really bad at, and I'm still trying to improve on, but I've gotten better, is you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just running your business and you have no marketing plan, no content plan, no financial plan, you should have all those in your business.
Yeah.
You should know exactly what content you're posting the next 3 months. You should know exactly what you're doing for marketing the next 3 months. You should know exactly how much money you're spending and how much money you're bringing in the next 3 months. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to have like a solid plan. And for years I didn't.
I was going to say that.
For years I just kind of, my business is doing good, I'll just run with it. I'll just keep throwing stuff at the wall, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But as you get larger,
yes,
and you have more volume of business and stuff rolling through your business, you just can't do that. You have to have a very dialed plan and be organized and execute things correctly. And so that's advice number one for me to you, to Gage, is like, you better get a plan. Yeah. Like, if you want to grow and you want to get bigger and you want to be somebody, it can't just be like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do. You should know exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of where I am right now, just not having a plan. But, I have little, small goals that I hit monthly. But I definitely need to get like a business plan rolling and stuff.
And I was going to say, and that comes with time too. Like, a business like yours, it's pretty small. Mm-hmm. And as you get bigger, kind of like what Marlon was just saying, that will just come naturally, because you have to have that kind of stuff.
So my buddy Joel's Jigs, which you may remember from way back in the day, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Like, I helped him grow his little jig business to a 6-figure a year business.
Really?
And partly because of me helping him, but a lot because of his own ideas. And I think what really helped him so much was, like, there wasn't a day that went by that he wasn't like doing something creative, unique. What do you guys think of this jig? Like, just dropped this on my website. There's only 24 of them. Like doing just crazy ideas and coming up with all these things that other people just weren't doing.
Innovative thinking.
And what I've learned to be true in this fishing industry is exactly that. Like,
yes.
New stuff and exciting stuff and new product. Like people just want to try it. They want to use it. And especially if they know it works.
Yeah.
Like fishermen love to buy stuff that works because we want to catch fish.
Yeah, exactly. I've always tried to, have different innovative jigs for all our drops, that you've helped me with. Like
and we've been putting out some really sick, innovative stuff on our drops. Like actually in the summer drop that's coming June 28th, we have the Lockjaw series jig, which is a unique take on kind of like a jig and a fly. Not a lot of material on it. Made to have bait on the hook. Made to fish those low, clear water or just super pressured, tough fish.
Yeah, I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
It's something that you just don't see in the jig industry.
Yeah.
No.
So it's
looks
definitely
cool.
It's definitely one of a kind.
Yeah, it looks cool. The first time we ever took it out and actually fished it, other than him, he's been smashing trout. Like the trout love the jig like crazy.
Yeah.
But the first time we went out and fished for steelhead, Hayden hooked one on it. So it's like, for me, that was like, yep, game over.
It works. But yeah,
So-
I got that idea from just like a traditional steelhead fly. I was just reading a book with just a whole bunch of flies in there. And I was like, let me see if I can mimic something like that and just put it on a jig. Then we can put some shrimp on there.
And it worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a bug, floating down the river.
Yeah. So now let's talk a little bit about, let's go into maybe some steelhead stuff. What do you make for steelhead jigs?
I mainly just use the marabou jigs and stuff for steelhead and stuff. I'll just use shrimp instead of bait it with egg.
So you don't have like a specific steelhead pattern?
No, not yet. I've been
There
working
you go,
on.
dude. There's your perfect opportunity to grow.
Yeah, right there.
Right there, dude. What are you coming out with for winter steelhead season? You have been doing some sick stuff for us, and we do a couple different variations with you now for winter steelhead that are dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to come up with something cool and unique that's your own winter steelhead launch.
I was thinking about coming out with a double beaded jig.
Yeah.
I made a few, and I actually brought them to show you. But I was thinking about maybe making like a marabou double beaded jig.
Yeah, those are good. Another thing that a lot of people don't do that I only know one other jig company doing is a double beaded rabbit jig.
Mm-hmm.
That and the dangler bead out the back. Literally a tiny little 4 mil hard bead, just like our terminal tackle beads. Those, dude, when I first got into steelhead fishing, dude, that I went to the Sportsman show and I saw a guy make that jig, and then he was like, yeah, it was just kind of a one-off batch that I just made a bunch of, so I bought a bunch of them. And I remember I was down to like my last 2 jigs of them, and I would literally tie them on 25-pound tests so I wouldn't lose them, and I still ended
There's
up
a
losing
company
them.
though that makes those.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure the name of the jig company, but that's got to be a hard thing when you're a jig manufacturer too, is like, guys are going to get pissed if you're like copying their exact style or whatever. But at the end of the day, like a lot of the jigs, it's like
Everybody copies everybody.
everyone's kind of making the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that dingle, I think the guy that I knew called it the dingleberry jig.
That's how I always knew it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the name of it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who makes it. But again, that's a little bit of a unique jig to kind of like, if someone was making it, you'd want to look into it before someone was making it.
Yeah.
I think
Good thought.
Yeah.
I've seen Bomac make a double beaded jig, but I don't know.
No, dude, every jig manufacturer that I know on earth makes a double beaded marabou jig.
Yeah.
Hawken makes one. Brad's Jigs makes one. Everyone makes a double beaded marabou jig. And they work good for sure. Like
I'm just going to join the party.
they definitely have their place. But if I was you, I would try to do come up with something unique and cool, something that no one's doing.
You need to do like a half-colored jig head. A half-colored jig head. You don't see it very often, but they are out there. But if you did it in like a unique way.
Like a shad dart?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
See, I got like something secret I've never told anyone about, but I used to take a shad dart, paint it one color, and then just dip the head in another color.
Yeah.
And then I would tie some of this flash on there, and then have like a Hawken tail on there, and just bait it with egg, and I would absolutely slay the kings. But that's a good idea.
something new, something wild.
Yeah,
something
I like
innovative.
the idea of doing like a splatter paint.
Or
on
that.
a jig head.
Or that. Yeah.
Like envision like the same, like a modeled bead, but a modeled jig head.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
That would be.
Yeah.
I can play around with some paints. It's pretty easy to do some splatter with powder.
Well, we
coat.
got you doing some other stuff soon, especially for the addicted jigs. Gage is
Yeah.
working on some special paint that's going to take the jigs to a whole new level. Yeah, which I'm excited when that starts happening.
Me too.
Very soon, very soon.
Okay, what about trout and other species? Do you make jigs for like crappie or trout or any of that kind of stuff? What do you have for those?
Yes, so I just came out with a trout twitcher. It's a marabou slopping jig, and it works pretty good. I took it up to a few rivers, and I absolutely slayed the trout, just twitching.
Yeah, very underrated technique for trout. Like Max Lure makes the rock dancer jig, I think is what it's called, and that thing's same, dude, just smashes them.
Yeah.
Twitching for trout is underrated.
Yeah.
Like it works.
And you know what's crazy is, a lot of people say, you need like a small hook to catch trout. Well, I caught, a 6-inch trout on like a 1/0 hook.
I mean,
Yeah,
think
just
about all the
mouth wide
trout you
open.
catch on your size 4 blue fox.
Yeah.
Like,
You do, but you definitely want a smaller hook to maximize your catch rate. It's
For
the same
sure.
reason we would use, like today, Jason, I found a bead, or yesterday when we were fishing on the river, I found like a 12 mil bead, and the guy had like a 2/0 hook on there. I mean, this guy was never fishing. No wonder you snagged and broke it off, dude. Like, and so you have to match like to the technique that you're using, because it
For
will get
sure.
frustrating missing a lot of those small trout with a big
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah.
and just the size of presentation.
Yeah.
You gotta let, like, in that case, finding a 2/0 hook on a freaking 12 millimeter bead, that bead is not doing what you think it's doing down
Yeah.
there. It's not looking the way that you want it to look. But
Yeah, Marlon the other day noticed a flaw on my setup when I had like a 2/0 hook on a 12 millimeter bead.
Yeah, he was using way too big a hook.
yeah, bro, smaller the hook, the better.
Yeah.
And he's caught fish on it using it, and you will, like in bigger rivers or bigger current or boily stuff or whatever, but like it's not ideal. It doesn't fish better.
No.
It fishes way better with the right hook.
For sure.
And I've missed a lot of fish, on the click
That's why.
doing that.
That's why, bro.
They're like, bobber to go straight down, and I'd yank up. I mean, you'd feel it,
Mm-hmm.
but just nothing. It wouldn't, the hook wouldn't set.
That's why. Smaller hook point,
Get
smaller
that
hook,
smaller one, dude.
smaller hook point, better penetration.
So let's talk a little bit about jig fishing. Now, jig fishing's always kind of been one of my favorite ways to not only fish for salmon, but steelhead as well. Like, for coho, it's like, dude, there's nothing better than a twitching jig bite, I don't think. Like, it's pretty epic. I mean, bobber downs are freaking cool, but, like, being able to feel them, eat the jig, or eat, like, a spoon or something, like, just being able to feel the bite is badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get down with that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then how aggressive they are. Like, sometimes they're running these twitching jigs down, like, chasing them all the way to the boat.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing that on a lot of other fisheries. So, yeah, I would have to say, in my opinion, one of the best ways to catch salmon is on a jig.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ways. I mean, I came out with the twitching jig. That was the first jig I ever came out with. So I fell in love with the twitched bite. Just, you throw it out there, you jig it a few times, and bam, they're there. In like a stacked hole. You'll just have a slate.
It can be pretty automatic.
Yeah.
Like when they're on it,
For sure.
and it's hard to beat.
For sure. What do you think makes that so effective? Is it the erratic action that's like enticing the coho? What do you think, Jason? Like it's just it's like a cat in a string, like they can't handle it?
That exactly, cat in a string, and just reaction. And
Yeah.
honestly,
I was just about to say that.
if you look at, there's a video online of a squid. Like when a salmon approaches a squid, they dive down to the bottom. And that is like, if a salmon can get to that presentation before it gets all the way down to the bottom of its drop, it gets to eat. So the faster they can swim to it, the more often they're going to get that meal. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel like that is another main.
Oh, I'm sure.
Main
I mean, it's
aspect
definitely
to the
mimicking
bite.
that. That's the only other thing they're seeing out there. I mean, shrimp do kind of swim like that too sometimes, where they're like erratic.
They can't dive though.
Yeah.
Like a squid can, and how a twitching jig action is. That pop and drop.
Yeah, it's almost exactly like a squid swims.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I built my twitching jig kind of to mimic a squid, like you're saying, with the legs and stuff. Because as they're darting, they have that they pulsate down,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what my jigs do. They pulsate when it's dropping, and like when you're twitching it anyway, it pulsates. But like Jason was saying, I think it's mainly a reaction bite. Getting it in front of their face, you know, they're either going to eat it or not eat it.
Hopefully they eat it.
Yeah.
Usually if it's an addicted tail-out twitcher, they definitely eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I actually started twitching with your guys' jigs, you know, and then I was like, Then I started getting into rabbit jigs, and I was using the Yakima bait jigs. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, what if I added, you know, just made my own? So I just made my own, and it was game over from there.
And here we go. Here
King
we are.
Jigs.
Here we are now. King
Exactly.
Jigs. King freaking Jigs, baby. So now, why do you think a steelhead jig works so good? It's clearly because it's so natural. Like, it's just such a natural presentation. Like, there's not much that you can fish like a jig that just looks natural to that steelhead floating down the river, perfect current, walking speed. It just looks like a bug or something to them, I feel like.
Easy
Looks
meal.
it looks like a sunken bug, and yeah, exactly, an easy meal that's not moving a lot, you know, unless you're fishing like big chop and your bobber's freaking going through, 2-foot rollers. Then it's like, I don't know. I think then I think it's reactionary.
Yeah, then they still bite it
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
But you have to envision like a bug or something going through that current too. It probably wouldn't be holding still.
It would do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Especially if it's shallow enough, the current's doing, the same thing all the way down the water column.
Yeah. And I've had some nasty bobber downs in like 1.5 foot rollers, on the bank.
Oh yeah.
Just you wouldn't be surprised.
That's why I
You
fish the
didn't
big bobbers, dude. Freaking slows that stuff down.
Oh yeah, they'll sit in way stronger current than what you realize, and a lot of times the top current's a lot stronger than the bottom current.
Yeah.
Like a lot. That's 100% thing. I'm really surprised a lot of times where we'll find steelhead in current.
It's so dumb sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird. I'll be like, what is this thing doing sitting here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super weird. So now let's talk a bit about jigs. So what do you use? Like, are you pretty particular about like making sure you have like quality hooks and quality material? Like, are you using, what kind of hooks are you using?
I'm using Victory hooks. I found to be a happy medium. I don't like these super strong hooks because if you snag it up, you're not getting it back. And if owner hooks, they kind of are too thin, so they bend out really easy.
Too mosquito,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So I found Victory hooks, and they're kind of a happy medium. You can bend them out, and you can bend them back and still catch a fish on them. They hold a really good, sharp point. They're it was the old production manager from Mustad, Harry, and he started up Victory, and he took old Mustad hooks that they stopped producing, and then they started producing them again. So I was like, you know what? Let's go with Victory. They're pretty quality.
Nice. I don't have zero experience with Victory hooks other than when I've used your jigs. So.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even know it was a thing.
No.
But I have been impressed with them. Like, because like I said, I've, used your jigs for springer fishing, and I am, always impressed with the hook penetration and just the size of hook that you're putting on your 1/8 ounce and your 1/4 ounce jigs. Like, it just seems like it's not too big, but it's also not too small.
Yeah.
It's like you said, a happy medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them bend out before, but
On fish?
big fish. Big fish. But in like strong
Trash,
current.
bro. Trash.
But I don't know. I wouldn't say so. No, it was in like a right before rapid, because
Oh yeah,
me
and
and my buddy.
you're putting way too much pressure.
Should have jumped in
on-
the river, dude, and chased it.
Yeah,
Just floated down.
True.
that's
But
what my
I
dad would have done.
I was thumbing it too, so it was just freaking bent.
Yeah,
out.
bending on the braid. Just freaking,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we got to kind of start wrapping this podcast up, guys. We're cutting a little short here because we are trying to record another one. We're trying to do 2 30-minute podcasts today, guys. So we're going to cut this one a little short, but we're not over yet. I got some rapid fire questions for you. And Jason, we'll just rotate here. I'll do one, you do one.
Yeah.
And then just quick answers. You don't need to blab about them forever. This is rapid fire, Gage,
All right.
okay?
All right. let's see what
1
happens.
2 word answers.
Yep. Favorite fish to target?
Salmon.
Favorite river or fishery.
Click-a-tat.
Okay.
Most underrated lure?
A jig.
Love that answer.
Weird. What's the biggest fish you've caught?
25 pounds. Chinook.
Okay.
Dream fishing destination?
Chili, June hog. Catch those big old Chinook.
Okay.
One fishing tip everyone should know.
Use scent.
Okay.
Perfect. Favorite fishing memory? This one could be a little longer because it's kind of a memory.
Yeah.
Fishing with my dad in Ohana-Bakash, catching my first trout.
You remember your first trout ever?
Yeah.
Nice.
How old were you?
Core memory.
I was probably 5.
Oh, damn. I don't remember anything from being
I
5.
was going to say everything from about 8 or 9 down, dude.
Dude, everything
Blank.
from like 12 now. I
Yeah.
remember.
Dude, seriously.
It's bad.
I'm honestly the same way.
So what's next, King Jigs? What's next, dude?
What's next? I don't know. Trying to get a merch drop going, but I just kind of slacking on that. Don't have the funds right now. But a merch drop, some shirts, some sweatshirts. I just got some stickers rolling. So if you guys want some stickers, hit the website.
What's the website?
KingJigs.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask, where can people find you? They can find you on your website. What about socials?
You can find me on Instagram, K1NG_jigs. King
If you just
Jigs
type
on
in King
Instagram.
Jigs, it usually pulls it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then on his website, kingjigs.com.
Yep.
Sweet, dude. Final message to the people out there listening. What do you want to tell them?
I would say keep fishing, never stop.
Go
What
buy
are-
some jigs.
what are you,
Go buy
John
some-
B?
Yeah, well, I don't know. That was just one message I got to say.
I was
you know?
thinking like, hey, guys, thanks so much for supporting King Jigs and buying the Addicted Drops. This is me speaking for Gage. Appreciate all you addicts out there. You know, we wouldn't be in my business if it wasn't for you guys out there. So thanks so much to the addicts out there. And then also, guys, like, come shop my website, dude, kingjigs.com. Like, come get yourself some stuff. If you've liked the Addicted Jigs, you're definitely going to like the stuff that I have on my website now.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
we're stocked and loaded.
Okay, go.
Well, hit up King Jigs, guys. I really appreciate you guys supporting. You know, if you guys want some twitching jigs, you guys want some float jigs, hit me up.
Gage is
KingJigs.com.
nervous, guys, and I'm just poking fun at him. But
Dude, don't worry. He does the same thing to me, and I get the same way, dude. I'm like, I don't know what I really should say, but
know, I'm
I
just-
have it in my mind. It just can't. I can't illustrate it.
It's
okay,
in my
guys.
mind. It's just not coming out correctly. You know.
It's all right. You're good, dude. All right, guys. Check out King Jigs. Thanks for coming to Engage. We got a merch drop, guys, coming June 28th, and we got some custom King Jigs on that drop, as well as a whole bunch of other really, really limited lures and limited apparel. And then even before, or then right after that, July 1st, guys, we're going to be at Les Schwab Mission Street in Salem, Oregon, and you guys should come. It's going to be a blast. We're hoping for a huge turnout. We need all the addicts there, so come show up July 1st. Cool fishing seminars, food, drinks, gift for the kids. What else, Jason?
All you want to know about summer fisheries:
That's
trolling, summer steelhead, plunking.
We're going to talk about all the different summer fisheries going on right now, guys, in depth. So I'm going to give a huge presentation on plunking. Jason's going to join me for that. And then Jason, Popoff, Big Dave, Cameron, and James Moore. There's going to be a whole bunch of you guys there. We're all going to do just a big roundtable on all things salmon fishing. The fisheries coming up.
Yeah,
All the techniques, everything.
yeah. Because before you know it, we'll be at buoy 10,
That's right.
and
coming
people are
quick.
already out in the ocean smashing fish.
Yep.
So
Yep, Cam was just out there, just filming an episode. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Cam filming an episode. So, all right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. Till next time, we'll see you on the river.
cheers.